Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. Hi, welcome back. How are you? I just saw you probably yesterday. Who knows? October's weird. October has a lot of things in store and I'm out of focus. Okay, camera, what are you doing? So October has a lot of videos. I don't know when you're seeing this. What day is it? Is it Monday? Is it Sunday? Is it Tuesday? I don't know. So today I wanted to go over some single parent book recommendations. I read a lot of them last month and I was able to get enough together to actually do a recommendation video for you. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm trying to give you more recommendations on books that I've actually really liked, and I will recommend anything that is a 3-star or higher just because for me a 3-star is still a good book and I liked it. So I wanted to recommend some single parent romances, and this would not have happened if I hadn't have read Thirsty by Mia Hopkins. This is the book that kind of started it all. So I love single parent romances. I hate children, but I love single parent romances. It is just a thing that I have just come to accept about myself. It's very strange. And this book is the perfect single parent romance for me. And this book was actually recommended to me by Izzy. This book is so freaking cute. This follows Sal and Vanessa. So Sal is actually he's an ex gangster member, and he has just served 5 years in prison, and he is looking for a place to stay because he was just thrown out by the person he was crashing with. He is working his way into society. He's trying to, be a productive member of the world and, just being normal and not being in criminal activity. And this woman is like, hey, I need you to help me clean out this garage, and if you want to stay here, then I will let you live here for $200 a month. And then she gives him a deal that if he cleans out this garage, he can stay there for 2 months for just $200. The woman who lets him stay there, she has a granddaughter, and her granddaughter is like, absolutely not. And she is a single mother. He is an ex-con, so she's over here like, no. Get out. Like, no. And he's like, she says, okay, you can stay here for 2 months. After that, you're out. Like, that's how long you have. If you mess up, then you're gone. And he's like, okay, deal. Cool. We'll do it. And it is really cute. Their romance is absolutely adorable. And the child is almost never in the story, which is my favorite thing ever. Like, this was like the perfect single parent because I liked the single parent aspect, but I just hate children. And it's in there, like, she is still a part of the story, the fact that she has a daughter, like, she comes up often, but her as a character is never there, and that is what I liked. So this one is so steamy. It really focuses on the relationship between the two of them. Also the fact that he really wants to help his brother and get his brother safe and a place to stay to keep him out of trouble, and him struggling with his anxiety and his need to please everyone. It really focuses on that, and it's absolutely amazing. I loved it. This is beautiful. I recommend this so much. It is one of my favorite books of the year, I think. It is up there in the top 10. I've just read so many good books lately, and so many of them have fallen into my top 10, and I really wanted to recommend this one. It is so good. Oh my god, it's so good, and it's so steamy. If you listen to this audiobook, just be prepared. There's a lot of steam. A lot of it, okay? There's a lot. The next one is another all-time favorite. I love this one too, and this one is The Takeover by T.L. Swan. This one follows Tristan and Claire. Oh my goodness, these two are so freaking cute. So Claire is a single mom. She is actually a widow. She married a man named Wayne, and they had 3 children. They had a really good life, and then he was tragically killed. And she has struggled to keep up his publishing company. And it's not a publishing company necessarily, but more of a media company. Kind of like, this is a part of the second book in the Miles Heist series. So if you've read the first one in the series, then you know that the Miles brothers have like the Miles publishing company. Or not, why do I keep calling it a publishing company? It's not a publishing company. It's like a media company, like a media empire. And Tristan is involved with finding businesses that are struggling and then buying them out and then selling them and making a profit off of them. And Claire is in this situation where she is trying to keep the business afloat for her sons so her sons can take it over, and she is really struggling. The business is just not making the money that it needs. And it is very cute. Their first interaction is a hate to love kind of thing, because he comes in, Tristan does, and tries to buy the company from her, and she basically tells him to get the hell out of her office. Well, they end up going on a retreat together, and they end up having a one-night stand because they cannot deny how undeniably attracted they are to each other, and it is so adorable. And after one night, he cannot have enough, so he says, go away with me for the weekend. We will have this amazing weekend. So they do, and then he cannot stay away from her. He comes back, they still try to, he still wants to be with her, still wants to take her out, he wants to do all these things with her, and she agrees to a fling, and it is him winning over not only her, but her 3 children, and his relationship with all 3 children were absolutely amazing. And this is one where I loved the kids. I felt like they were so fun and so interesting, and they all had such unique personalities and unique things about them, and they all fell in love with Tristan in like the most beautiful way, and I just absolutely loved it so freaking much. And I want a book on every single one of those children, and that is like insane for me to say, because like I said, I hate children. So if I can find a single parent romance where the children are that good, it's game over. So please go read this one. You do not have to read the series in order. It is just really nice to have read the other one too. I did not feel like I missed a thing. I mean, I did read the first one, so I guess I didn't technically miss anything, but like the other book is not even really relevant. You just see the other brother that happened to work at Miles, whatever thing. I can't remember what the business is called, but it's so good. Please go read this. It is so freaking good. So next up we have Eleanor and Gray by Brittany C. Cherry. This one is so stinking cute as well. All of these are so cute. Are we surprised? No. Okay. I'm just realizing I read 3 of these last month. So Eleanor and Gray is actually a childhood sweetheart story, but it's also a single parent story, because the second part of the relationship between Eleanor and Gray is coming back together and she becomes his nanny. And I just loved this story, and I loved the way that Eleanor and Gray are portrayed in the story, and how they come back together, and how they have to not only deal with the way they feel about each other, but the way the kids feel about her, and accepting that the children, you know, are struggling just as much as the father is. And I think that that is a beautiful thing to see, because the father has lost his wife, who was the love of his life, in a car accident. So Eleanor has to not only make him come out of his shell, but also help the children going through this grieving process. And it is so beautiful watching her connect with not only Gray again, but also connecting with all of those kids. It is so cute. It is so emotional. I will say there are content warnings for cancer and obviously death of a loved one. This story is beautiful. Originally, the 2 characters are helping each other through grief and losing parents and family members to cancer, and watching them drift apart so easily. Like, they drift apart in such a normal way, and then watching them come back together in such extreme circumstances is just, it is something amazing to watch. And I loved this book, and I totally recommend you check it out if you've not read it. So next we have a very fun, lighthearted one, and this is Rafe by Rebecca Weatherspoon. I listened to this on audio. It was only a 6-hour audiobook, so it's a very short, very quick read, and I seriously loved the story. This follows Sloane, who is a doctor, and she has 2 twin girls, and there are so many conversations about raising girls who are biracial in the world that we live in, and making sure Rafe is aware and like is going to raise her daughters, like help her raise her daughters in the way that she wants them to be raised. It was just really cool to see more cultural aspects of having a Black parent with Black children. I thought that was really awesome, and I loved seeing that. Specifically, I really love Rafe and Sloane and their immediate attraction to one another. So in Rafe, Sloane actually has her girls with a nanny, and the nanny up and quits, and she comes home to find her kids with no one. So she's kind of in a pinch to find a new nanny, and it is absolutely such a fun story. I loved watching them, and I loved seeing them, and I loved just seeing the way that Rebecca Weatherspoon let those characters come together and work out what they felt on each other while also having a working relationship. And I just thought that was absolutely awesome. And I loved the way the girls reacted to Rafe. It was so freaking cute, and I so recommend this one as well. Obviously, I recommend all of these. Why would I put it in a recommendation video if I didn't recommend it? But I love this book, and I want everyone to read it because Rebecca Weatherspoon is quickly becoming a new favorite author. So this last one I was questioning whether or not I should put on this list because it's technically a secret baby, but let me explain, and then we'll talk about the fact that I'm counting it as a single parent. So this one is Breathe by Carly Phillips. This follows Jake and Phoebe. So Phoebe and Jake had a relationship in high school, and they were foster siblings, and he ends up getting her pregnant, and she is pulled away from that situation. That she is her family, like her birth family, is found. She is pulled away from him, and then he ends up going to jail for some kind of assault, I think. So she's never able to tell him that she was pregnant. She wanted to, but her family kind of kept it a secret from him. So she meets him all these years later because they're working on a property together. He is like renovating it, and she is trying to sell it. I think that's the way that's working, but they meet at this property, and she sees him, and she keeps the baby a secret because she finds out that, well, one, she's in absolute shock because she's like, I tried to find you and I couldn't find you to tell you that you have a kid with me. And then she finds out from her family that that's why they had kept it from her, that he had went to jail. So it is a very interesting storyline. So all of this happens in the like first little bit of the book, so those aren't really spoilers, but she keeps the baby a secret and continues to keep it a secret because she wants to make sure things are okay. So not only is it a single parent because she has a child and it's with him, and she's not letting him in her life yet, but it's also a single parent because he is most recently divorced or separated, and he has a daughter. So it is like a double single parent. It's really, really cute. And watching them come back together and have their relationship unfold and work everything out is just absolutely so freaking cute. There is a tiny bit of other woman drama in this one just because the mom doesn't really want to let go of Jake. So there's that, but again, I really liked this one. I read this one over a year ago, and it still stuck with me, and I just really, really liked it. And I do highly recommend all of these books. I was about to say I recommend this one. I recommend all of these books. So I think you should check it out and let me know what you think about it, because I almost thought it was a stretch, but then I was like, no, it's dual single parent. So I really like it. And these kids weren't that annoying. They were pretty cute and pretty like sweet. Cannot speak to like the age range because this was like when I was first getting into single parent romances, so I wouldn't say that this has the absolute best kids in it, like age wise, but I didn't really feel like they were the thing that I grabbed onto the most. It was more of the two characters getting back together that I grabbed onto more. But watching the two characters with the kids, I really like single parent books. I just really like them. I think they're really cute and they're really fun, and I want to read all of them. If you have any single parent books, leave them in the comments because obviously I want to read all of them. I really like them. And if you want to be my friend on any other platform, I have all my links in the description, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, all linked down below. And don't forget, I have weekly romance content if you want to hit the subscribe button to see that. And I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye, everyone. Rosy, sweet.